Check. One, two, 1, 2.
Yep, you can see it now.
Thank you for the call.
Fire. Well, welcome to episode 22, people. My name is Jordan Powers, and I'm joined by the wonderful gentleman to my left here. I don't know how to switch the cameras, though. Or else there we go.
We just switched it.
Who do we got on the right side of the screen there? The guy with the luscious flow going on.
Who are you talking about? Me? I'm talking about me. Oh, yeah.
Brother, I know I got a luscious flow. I don't know what the
You got a luscious flow, but that's...
flow is tied up, and then I don't have my hair tied. My name is Shuaib. You see me around, I think. Sometimes.
My name is Aiden. I'm mostly associated with you guys.
Yes, sir. And then once the camera switched back to my right, the host of the podcast, who is out of the room for a moment.
Yeah, welcome to the least professional podcast I think that we have around here. Least consistent, least professional, least organized.
Well, I'm a guest on it, so then it must be. It must be.
With the most technical difficulties.
Yes.
Well, it's because you're the most technical podcast in town, probably. This is a legit
true.
setup you got going on, man. There's a lot going on here.
Hopefully a microstand does not fall today.
I think we fixed that. So
did.
last
We are
time they were
crossed right
falling away from the table, and now they're falling towards the table, so we should be good.
No, he's not. He said he doesn't want any.
Really?
I'll
Dude,
have like
no,
a little
not-
bit.
not-
I had too much last time.
I'll
I
be
was
silent
a
the
little
whole
brain
time.
dead.
That's fair.
I'll be silent the whole
No,
time.
the conspiracy theories happen, and we talk about aliens.
Dude, those happen
Robots.
24/7, man.
Yeah,
They're good to
that's-
go.
Oh, you
want
want to talk about aliens as is without even
I
getting
actually-
high?
I'd like to take a moment to explain why I like conspiracy theories so much. 'Cause
I wanna
feel
hear
like
this.
Yes, please.
I put it on as like such a joke half the time, and like, but truly from a filmmaking perspective, I have such a wild imagination, and conspiracy theorists have the most wild imaginations of them all. And so I love just reading them and contemplating like, oh, could this be true? Could this not be true? I get tons of stories, ideas from them and stuff like that.
The
So-
crazy thing, though, is that a lot of these conspiracy theories, not all of them, that's a lot is a wrong word. Some of them, more than people would like to think, end up being true.
Yeah.
Like a long time after they first come out, they're dismissed as insane, and that's kind of crazy. But I suppose that just reinforces that there are crazier things that happen in real life than in some of these conspiracy theories.
Totally.
So I don't even know if you need to go to them
That
to
is
find
true.
the wild stories.
That is, I
Yeah, I don't think you
get your
need
point.
to.
Yeah. But he's saying this: the conspiracy theory. Somebody already wrote that, and he can work off that. You know, like somebody already created that idea, and then we can work off that idea.
And it's almost just like a mental exercise. Like you have to like really like go and think like, okay, could this be true? Could this not be true? And it helps you if you are taking it seriously of like legitimately finding real sources. And there's so much bullshit
Alright,
out
so
there
what's
nowadays, right?
so
That's the big thing is like source dumping is like you got to like know what you're looking at because everybody can write an article now. Like everybody can write an article about anything. And it's like what's one's real, what one's not, and like what do I believe in now, right? It's like there's so much information every single day. It's like what is right, what is wrong? You
Totally.
don't know.
Well, and you need to know what you're an expert in also, or what you're capable of comprehending. Like I had to do it on my podcast, and like we were talking about the vaccine passport that wasn't happening here in BC. But like I specifically tried to stay away from any conversation about the actual vaccines because like I'm not a scientist, bro. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to any of that shit. There's way smarter people than me, so it's like avoid that shit. You know?
Yeah, but as soon as you avoid that, now you're part of the conspiracy community. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
don't-
So.
Because I'm intelligent enough to like go, hey, I'm a dumbass to touch this subject. Therefore, others could go, yo, like he's purposely avoiding it, and like you know what I mean. That creates another door. So like, it's like you do, you damn, you don't, you damn. Like,
True.
Like what the? You shut the fuck up.
I don't think it's bad though to like not want to talk about something that you don't really understand but still impacts you. Like if you do want to talk about that and you don't want to talk about it, I think either one makes sense. Like I honestly don't like that topic very much just because I haven't ever seen it go well. Especially the longer it goes. It's just like, man, I feel way worse than the beginning of this conversation.
Such an intense.
No, I don't
bring it
like
up
you,
now,
or I
yeah.
like you a lot. It's like
I don't know about you guys, but there's like I've done this thing where I've talked about a subject that I don't know much about, and I've been caught in it, and it's like you look like a dumbass now, right?
I
you
have
don't,
been there.
right? Like you know,
Been there so many times.
right? Like you're trying to bullshit your way through something, but you don't know enough about the subject, and then like someone catches you in that like lie or that like mistruth that you told, and you're sitting there, you're like, all right, so everything I say now is inaccurate. Like everything that comes out of my mouth is like wrong though, because in their eyes, it's like you just totally flipped up on.
I
the
think if you
statement that
own
you
it
made.
though, if you're like, yeah, I'm a human being and I make
Yeah.
mistakes, and you've brought to light new information that now completely changes my perspective, and then like that's how it should be. That's how open conversation should happen.
Right. I'm just sometimes I'm in the school mindset where it's like if I do anything wrong, it's like, hey, You're wrong, and we all know it.
No, but, okay, but
right? It's like I gotta sit there and be like, okay, cool.
But you're scared of it then.
Oh, absolutely. I'm terrified of getting called out.
How about you?
Like getting called out on bullshit. That
Oh no, you're fine. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, that's the perfect way to phrase that. That's the perfect way to phrase that.
But are you scared of it?
It's gonna happen, so I may as well figure out some way to get comfortable with it before it happens, so that when it does happen, I default to the muscle memory of how do I learn from this and how do I become less of a dumbass, and also laugh it off while it's happening because I'm uncomfortable. Everyone else has the potential to just brutally mock me for it right then and there. But if we start having fun with it and I make fun of myself, then it becomes a funny memory instead of like an embarrassment that I'm just
I'm trying to learn.
Hope no one brings that.
That's like a big skill I'm trying to learn is just to be like humble about the situation, not be like,
oh, I'm not good at it.
Well, that's
you tried,
but like if you are good at it, you're really well. Like it's helpful to like make the conversation go more your way, right? I don't know.
But like so like Jordan's right. When so you don't have to be good at it. You don't have you could get embarrassed. It's fine. Like you know, like, but it's how do you? It's not like talking your way out of it. It's talking and learning from it, and then just basically, like I've been called like doing sales. You don't know who you're selling it to, and then all of a sudden you realize you're selling to a guy who fucking knows everything, and then it's like, God damn it, you know what I mean? Like I'm googling shit. Like, he knows specs more than me, but then you learn really quick. Hey, let's get beyond that, and then let's find a common ground. And then sometimes, the man might be, or a person might be, or woman. Like sorry, I'm just trying to be inclusive. They might be much smarter and much more intelligent in that subject, but you still gotta find that common ground, and this is where you communicate. And you go, yeah, shoot, I was wrong, but I had no clue. Like, you know what I mean? Like you gotta acknowledge your downfalls, but then you can also poke back too. You go, hey, this is, and if I use them as if that happens, I use them as a tool. Right. I go, hey, what about this then? Yeah. Oh, that's not okay. Good. I think I don't. This might be just like, how about this? And I was like, oh no, it breaks down because this, and this. Oh, okay. Right. You know what I mean? So I use it more of like every time that happens. First, embarrassed. You know, whatever, find your solution. But if it happens too much, then you fucking stop giving shit about it. But then you go, okay, this guy could teach me about this. In my case, it was cell phones, and this guy could teach me about this phone, so I could sell it even better to the next person. Right. So why? So like when you bring this spec up, why? Like what is the reality? Right.
You know what I mean? Take the positive out of the situation and get the knowledge.
So it is about directing. It is about directing the conversation, but it's not going. It might not be going towards yours. Still, it's a give and take. Right. In that situation, where like fear is, but if you're fearful, you're just gonna break down, and that's gonna be even worse. And it comes across, and it hits you even harder. Then, like, you know, what do you do then? It's like, like it's like you gotta find a way out of it.
Facebook began to know me really well whenever I was ruling the throne and scrolling. And
scroll too much.
Well, what I ended up getting fed constantly is, I don't actually know what the number is. I think it's like 5 or 6. Like you see like 5 or 6 posts and then an ad or some kind of thing that's sponsored that you don't have friends
on Instagram
posting.
Is 3.
It's really, really crazy. Like once you know what the number is and you start counting, you're like, holy shit, I see a lot of ads. But anyways, one of the ones that I saw a lot was like links to blog posts where it's like, ignorant loudmouth customer was showing up by the right person at the right time, that kind of thing. Right. And so one particular story was this lady wrote a book on some kind of scientific phenomena, and she was at this large convention, and some guy called her out saying, oh, you don't really know the material that well, do you? You should read this book. And she like moves her jacket a little bit, or her hair, it's like her name tag. It's like, I'm the author.
How does that happen? Like,
I don't know, but I started
like
reading so many of those, and it wasted a lot of time, but it definitely gave me a good laugh.
It's because people think that they're know-it-alls. Now that everyone's got a freaking world, I don't know how to explain the phone. Like everything's in your phone, right? Like
you have the world in your pocket. You have the entire complete history of mankind in your pocket.
Everyone thinks they're like a genius now. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks that they're the smartest shit.
But what I really like about it though is that it has shown that knowledge doesn't mean shit.
Oh, 100%.
It means it's knowing what to do with it.
Yeah. But now you like I've okay, just okay. I guess I've always thought like this, but now more than others. When to me, age does not represent like the person. Like to me, I've run into in the people in the 80s, and they're still I would call them dumb, and I've met like 15, 16, 17-year-olds I call like holy shit, like blow my blow my brain, and then it's because age doesn't matter. So it's how you critically take that information. And sometimes the younger, this is what I'm excited about with all this information available. It's the younger generation that's coming out. It's gonna be like gonna blow us. Like they're gonna be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? We're like right now we're trying to process this information. How do we take this much information and now know which one is right? These kids are waking up in the world that exists. There's just sheer amount of information everywhere, and they're gonna have to come up with a path that they will understand. But that path will require much more education, and like either I don't think they're gonna crash because humanity survives. So when a 2-year or 3-year-old growing up, by the time they're 20, like amount of information they're going to be getting, we can't even process that and know how to take that information and apply it to become who we are. For us, is I've learned it from my parents a little bit, then internet came in, halfway through my life, and then the information is still, now I'm going crazy, like what the fuck is TikTok, like what is this, like how is this, how am I supposed to look this up? I don't want to deal with this, turn it off, walk away. But these kids are going to have no choice.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see, 20 years, what the fuck happens, man? As an old man sitting in the corner. Get off my lawn. I mean, no.
Yeah, I'm actually, okay, so you're
My
the only
14-year-old brother has Dogecoin. You know what that is? Like, dude,
Yo, you got sold, bro.
Bro, no,
You got sold.
He got sold. But,
Hey, man.
still, though, if he was, he's like a little tiny computer genius.
Yeah.
If Elon Musk puts a Dogecoin on the moon, man, he'll make a profit.
Oh, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, that's the thing.
first
It's just meme
currency
culture.
put on the moon.
Yeah.
What were you going to ask me?
I was going to ask, do you remember a time of your life where there wasn't any internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
You do?
no internet, but I remember having an LG slide phone, and that was the first real cell phone.
But do you remember your parents
Shit was
always have
gangster.
the internet around? As long because you're
Yeah, yeah, well,
21.
I'm 21.
21.
Yeah. So I remember Facebook starting, all that stuff, when that first popped off, and when
You
that
had access to it? Or
Yeah,
you had,
when my mom was like, "This is cool," you know what I mean, and we finally because I didn't have a lot of privileges growing up. I don't know how to explain that, but I didn't have a lot of we didn't have cable television. We didn't have a bunch of iPhone, the latest iPhone. I had a Walkman. I wasn't the cool kids that had all the fun.
Yeah, so you were
Rewinding.
still disconnected.
Rewinding back to the song you wanted to hear again.
I'm a '90s baby that was born in 2000 by accident. That's 100%. That was 100% how. But that's how my mom raised me, right? So,
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I remember when we had CDs and then didn't. Right, we all of a sudden we're listening to stuff on the CDs, and then all of a sudden it's oh no, we have phones and
MP4, MP3s.
or the evolution of earbuds. I remember fitting them in my ear and being oh, these are crap. And then the next year they come out and then it's oh, this is better. And then the next year it's oh, this is really cool. Wow, this is crazy. I can hear all this stuff in my ears now, and it's I wouldn't be able to hear that before. And stuff like that.
So he was still somewhat disconnected. I would say you were still somewhat disconnected.
Yeah.
You don't have access to internet how we do now, or how kids do now. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, or at least what I remember. At least I wasn't trying to get on the internet. You know what I mean? Some kids were trying to be YouTubers. My generation's big YouTubers. Hey, you're gonna get famous off being a YouTuber. That's gonna be a real thing for us. And so I don't remember ever having that stuff to be oh, let's go film videos. Now, by all means, if I probably asked my mom hey, I want a camera, I want to be able to do all these things, I probably was, but I was very much oh no, let's go play sports and try to do that.
It's crazy. My teenage years of learning about YouTubers was the big ones were 10,000, 50,000 views. Those are the big ones. And then it started becoming 6 figures. And then there was, I think it was a Justin Bieber song was one of the most viewed YouTube videos on YouTube at one point. It was just over 1 million or 2 million views or something like that. That was the most watched video. And now
That was probably
you get that in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You get that in 15 minutes now from some average YouTuber.
Yeah.
It just happens to do something a little bit more special than they usually do.
Then it's that was just evolution, right? It's just that was the heyday of YouTube. Anything goes, and it was there's generations. I think MatPat. If you guys follow MatPat on Film Theory.
Oh yeah, I know Film Theory. Yeah.
So he does he breaks down YouTube generations, how access to different stuff, the youngest generation, how they evolved and how they create content compared to old school Ray William Johnson, or how Philip DeFranco used to do it, how Casey Neistat vibe came through, and now it's like much more organized, much more corporate. Now YouTube is literally much more corporate. It's now
It's a weird
companies
idea, but you're
being
totally
designed.
right.
Do you remember when
Right?
Ray William Johnson was super cool and then fucking what's his name, Tosh.0 stole the entire idea?
But again, that's
Right? Like that was
evolution.
but that was what
I
that
remember
was.
Tosh.0, but I don't know the other dude.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I know the other dude. I don't know Tosh.
that's so
Hilarious.
funny.
Basically the same
And that's funny because
similar
that's
concept.
YouTube Kids compared to
Yeah.
well, I remember like MTV dying. Like I remember that. Like I remember watching this
Didn't
called
really
the Stereos.
die, though.
Oh no, it died.
It's
it
dead.
died. It's dead. It's
To an extent. They just got the award show now.
Yeah,
That's-
well,
that's
to
literally
me,
it.
that's
and
not
that's got to be
death.
dying also.
No
Well,
one
they-
even
they're
knows what they're
crawling,
for
though.
anymore.
No,
No one
no.
growing up today was like, "What's MTV Awards? What is that for? What
Yeah,
does
what-
MTV stand for?"
What
That is
just
funny.
happened? Was it the Oscars or the Olympics where it was like 50% like a decrease in viewership or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, well,
It was-
that has a reason
yeah.
for that.
I don't
This-
know what the
this
exact
Olympic has a
number is,
reason,
but-
though.
Oh, it's called
This
the
Olympic
2020 Olympics.
Yeah,
and
it
it
was-
happened in 2021.
Yeah, that
have-
was dumb.
we
That
have
was
I
confusing.
think it's like the Super Bowl is happening at the same time as the Winter Olympics this year.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like they're trying to like
Bro.
push the viewership.
And the
with that.
Super Bowl has an insane halftime show this year.
Oh, who's it?
No,
Who's it?
Dre,
Oh!
Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Missy J. I think it's Missy J.
Missy Elliott, isn't it?
No, it's not Missy Elliott.
Oh.
It's like Mrs. P or something. It's one of those like old school women rappers. But
Search
it's
it up so we don't fuck it
and
up.
Snoop Dogg Can't forget this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, everything.
Snoop
Snoop
Dogg is a base.
yeah.
Just like
He's
the
everywhere.
bass you need to
He's
play.
commentating fights and shit. He's everywhere.
He almost
that guy-
ruined
He did
his
some
gangster.
commentating on some Olympic sports actually, like him
Yeah.
and
Of
Kevin
course.
Hart.
Bro.
They, like the
Yeah.
two of them are sitting at some desk.
Did
They're
you-
doing like these
Really?
little short, like minute or 2 minute long videos, and it was probably the more entertaining commentary.
Did you guys see his stream? He
Oh, they
left his
left it
stream
on?
on accidentally, and then people kept watching it. I kept having you. He didn't give a shit. He didn't check the phone. People messaged him. Didn't give a shit. He walks in like 8 hours later, singing, like rapping. And he full on like rapping and starts like, I don't remember the word. It's like, bitch, smoking something, coming in. He's like, am I online still? Click. I'm like, what the
Hey, shout out to Fau Fau. He gave me the answer before I could even search it up. Mary J.
Mary J.
Mary J.
Mayor J. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Fafa.
fuck?
How you doing?
Fau Fau in the house.
That's gonna be okay.
I should
Either
pull up
that's
some
gonna be
comments.
super
No, it's gonna
censored.
be good.
Like
No.
no. Because the NFL, like I watch a lot of NFL, and I know that there's a
Define
lot of,
censored like in that situation.
like the stunts that the halftime like has pulled, like the I can't remember which, but like someone kissed somebody. There's
Oh,
been,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like bad
Dude,
stuff.
you're talking
That
about
has-
Madonna, you're talking about
exactly,
Justin Timberlake.
yeah, that was never the intent of the NFL. They actually try really hard to push a lot of content towards the players and try to make it so like it's not going to be like
I
stand
guess.
up for
They don't want
right.
to take attention away from them, but they still
the
want to keep
game,
it. Yeah, I get
right.
what you mean.
So it's going to be really hard to see all these guys bite their tongue and sing their songs and not have like a speech, right? Like or have to say something.
Oh, like playing people off at the Oscars and they're winning awards and just talking and talking and talking forever.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
some of them got to wrap it up quick though.
But here's the thing: is
Nobody cares.
I could see Kendrick, because Kendrick.
Yeah, nobody watching Oscars. You know, like,
But I could see Kendrick doing like a 5-minute rant,
But
on
no,
stage
or-
about something that he really cares about.
or with skills like him, he could just fucking
Rap
drop
it.
a song.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
And you
Just
can't fuck
freestyle
Well,
it.
like,
he's
you know
gonna
what I mean?
drop an album before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But you can't then if it's his song,
Yep.
and then song could be political in that situation. You can't. That's why you have him there. Like again, why do you have him there
Right.
if the man is not allowed to speak the words he's allowed
Those
to
those
speak
dudes will
about?
just say something if they want to say
Yeah,
something. Also,
exactly.
I don't think we have to worry about them.
I want to see how Eminem.
Yeah, I don't
does,
think they're
though.
gonna be like this. Nah.
I want to see how Eminem does because he's
Oh,
getting,
Eminem's G.
he's getting old.
Oh, did he just open up a it was a Reddit phenomenon?
Oh,
a
Mom-
couple
Mom's
of
Spaghetti.
Mom's
Mom's
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
He's
Mom's-
selling spaghetti.
Oh, really?
And I was,
Detroit.
first time I saw it, I'm like, that looks like Photoshop. And then I'm seeing more, and then I'm seeing more. Then literally, the man worked all day selling spaghetti.
That's
I'm like,
I thought he
Hilarious.
just worked like the first like hour or something like that.
No,
he
he
just
was there all
every
day.
photo is
No.
him like flipping
all
off
day.
every customer.
Super angry the whole time. Too. Like just every picture is just like mean mugging. Like,
That's how you do it.
yeah, I know, 100%. I'm like, that's super G.
He's got the best character. Like
He's so
honestly, like rap persona wise, like a music persona, because I'd love to build a character.
No, but he
off
just,
that, but,
that's
like, he's got
who
the
he
best.
is. It's not, that's like, I don't think that's a character. That's him.
He's funny because he built a lot of that off of like opposition to being like a white rapper at a
Yep.
time in a time and place where that was not a thing.
Yeah.
Or if it was, like it wasn't ever going to
It
go
wasn't
anywhere.
cool. It wasn't cool to be a white rapper back then. Like it wasn't. And now it's like Mac brought it up, Easy brought it up. Like there's a lot of like Tokens brought it up. Like there's a lot of guys that are NF. Like those guys are like killing it. But it's still like if you want to be a rapper, like you got to go through some shit.
But there
like,
won't be another white rapper that comes up the way that he did.
No.
Like if you ever go back and listen to his earlier stuff, there's no way in hell any of that would ever get big, aside from like this rapper got sent to jail for this many hate crimes. Yeah. Like it would be insane because the stuff he's like there's murder, rape, and all kinds of crazy stuff in like
some of his lyrics are pretty sus.
Yeah. Oh, dude!
Nowadays, looking back on it, it's like, damn,
full on
damn,
songs,
man.
bro. Full on songs, like full like and the videos. Not to mention the videos that goes along with the lyrics.
It's a different time, though.
Yeah,
but like his characters.
Tyler's asking if we give you a cookie, will you rap like a special cookie? Can I have one?
Special? Cookie?
Absolutely not. We would lose all the viewers.
Both of them?
I film rappers.
Oh, sorry, all three of them?
I film rappers. I don't rap.
I film rappers. I don't rap.
Whoa, yeah, speaking of that, I need to see the video.
Right
I've only seen stills of it. The Contagious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch it. We got to find a link. I'll throw it on this. Somewhere.
Dude, yeah, man.
That green. Oh, that's a sexy shot behind the
Shout out the GOAT Noah Dorsey, man.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
all. That's all him.
I was talking to him.
Shit,
that looks dope. Slick goes so hard.
It's just like what the fuck? It is just an ambiance is being built. Like before, like I can just imagine like because the way Noah shoots and you guys fucking work. When I see the the scene,
I mean,
I'm
Aiden
like,
can probably tell it better than I did because
Bro.
he was working on that as well.
I wasn't there for the green shoot, but I remember we did like I wasn't there for the second day, but I was there for the Arcos day, and we made that look sexy.
Yo, I want in next time
that
behind the photos.
Like Arcos is really an amazing studio. I love how it looks. It's one of my favorite. Adam's done a great job with it. Like he's done like it's his baby. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's so good, and I will suck his dick as much as possible right now. I don't give a shit if he ever hears this. Great, Adam, I love you. Just let me work for you.
Snip it, send it to him. Got it.
But
I will be right back.
But we made that place like that. Like we made it look good. You made it look good. You knew exactly how to film that. Like right away, you were like, okay, we're gonna just have the backgrounds here, here, and here. But
That's
like,
what I mean.
It was
fucking the mind is already working before you even got there.
Oh, I love watching Noah and him talk. It's one of my favorite things to do because it's two very creative. And I feel like I'm as creative as that. I'm just not at like the way to explain it like you guys are. Like you guys are so good at communication. It's like he'll look at him. Yeah, he'll look at him and be like, okay, I want this, this, and this. And Noah will be like, you mean this? And already have filmed it, already shot it, and show it to him. And you're like, yeah, that's exactly how I want that, right? Like it's like that's exactly how I wanted that to look. Thank you. And he's like, all right, let's do it again 4 more times because let's make it perfect.
I want to get the shot exactly.
Oh, there he is. Speaking of the devil.
Wow.
Oh, I was just about to hype him up. I don't want to do it now.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to tell him to his face.
Okay, we were like kind of like making you sound really cool. I don't want to do it to your face. Yeah, you're right. Now it's like
now I got to.
Oh wow.
No, I think I'll explain it from I'll explain it from my perspective, and then maybe he can explain it from his perspective. But I think it starts first and foremost with just a mutual respect. Like I know Noah is dope at what he does. And I mean, we're doing these for low budgets also, so you have to be realistic as to what you can expect. And if I can get this dude out,
your voice sounds really nice.
I've been yelling and screaming at Denim on the Diamond all weekend, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, I mean, I just know Noah's gonna get a dope shot regardless. Like it doesn't matter if it's exactly what I pictured or not. It's like it's gonna be dope, and everybody's gonna love it, and it's gonna be one of the coolest shots or music videos in the Okanagan. Second and foremost, we do like a ton of pre-production. Like I'll usually go to a bunch of music videos that I like and kind of rough ideas, and I'll cut together like almost like a mood board, almost like a mock like this could be the music video, and then
taking inspiration and then finding what you need beforehand, the looks and the
reference
feels.
tracks.
I Quentin Tarantino it. I just rip off everybody.
So in my
he made he puts
it's true. It's exactly what he does.
That's pretty much what I do.
I mean, like it's not a disrespectful thing. It's just it's facts.
If Tarantino can get away with it, I mean,
oh,
that's
buddy,
and
he can.
I mean, and look, if you look at the text, it's all the same color as Quentin Tarantino's text as a little a shout out. And I mean, my podcast is called the Jordan Powers Experience as well. It was ripped off from the Joe Rogan Experience. You know, it is what it is.
I do want you to talk about your podcast, by the way. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so my podcast is the Jordan Powers Experience, and it's just a dumb average dude listening to really cool people.
You market
really
it
cool
just
people.
like you market it like Joe Rogan as well.
Hey Hey man, I buzzed my hair off right away. Also, started taking jujitsu.
Yeah, the
swinging kettlebells.
MMA is the next thing.
Yeah, bro. I haven't tried DMT yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, no, not yet. If anybody's got a hookup out there, hit up my DMs. Sorry, mom.
But no, going back to like what we were
Legal
talking about.
nowadays?
What we were going back to talking about before though, like in making music, I use reference tracks, right? Like I pick whatever the hell I want to listen to, and I use that as a reference track, or I try to go from like my own experiences. But I have I love watching YouTube work, especially like just being able to like. Well, Noah's really good at communicating as well, but he can communicate like where he wants everybody to be to make that shot what he can already see through the lens when he's looking, and that's because we talked about this last time, but he's had that much time with the camera, right? And it's like you've had that much time working on the project, so you can see what you're like putting it into, and you're like, oh, I can, like I've seen you guys come up with ideas on the fly, but also have stuff that you're like, okay, I know I'm getting this today. This is a 100% shot that I know I'm getting.
That comes
It's a
from
spine.
experience.
Yeah.
That comes from
It's a spine,
experience,
is what I call it. I have
Exactly.
a spine of what we
base.
need, and then hopefully there's some room to kind of get like creative and loosey goosey, and that's some of the best stuff that you get is the spontaneous stuff. Like I'm struggling to figure out what was spontaneous about. I mean, what I can say about the music video, when it came to the edit, for some reason I was like dead set against putting in like the microphone head off, and that would like first do, then probably wait maybe longer, and I probably for fourth, and he put those there like on the road.
Just the name.
Yeah, that's like like one time but it didn't sound like include easier. You just what looking more for you what it is.
So the music video for something at the moment. I mean, what's gonna yeah.
We seen the same week.
Wasn't saying that did good.
So it's just shot we get there.
Oh,
sure.
It's
Like
What's your favorite? The one session was an hour. I keep drinking stone cookies and
Oh,
Lord.
it's a piece.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags. Okay.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, so they're on and two super dope dudes. Both from Alberta, went to Vancouver Fashion School and started the company here in Kelowna, kind of trying to bring a new vision of men's fashion in the Okanagan. So just like great community. So the only places you could probably walk in there and like have a conversation about like mental health and it'd be like welcomed and like encouraged at just like somebody's store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like store with a service.
Yeah, everybody's welcome
Store
there.
with service.
Like, well, yo, that's our thing, okay? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
they're
enough.
very personal, and so
the community, you walk in,
No,
it's
it's
like
no.
a community.
I love
Yeah.
that, like a store to chill. Like I don't
100%.
don't have that. Like I had skate shops back home.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you
I
could
mean,
go
it
chill
is
with your
totally
boys, right?
similar
Totally.
mentality in that sense.
And so Paul and Sean wanted to take that kind of like Kelowna fashion to the next level, and Paul decided to team up with Ben Arcega and do like a what you'd call like just like a
I mean, it's a collection.
collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall collection. I'd call that,
limited
I'd say that's a fall collection.
It was actually supposed to summer collection.
Oh,
Really?
was the
baby.
idea.
Summer forever.
So yeah, the
It
idea.
is, so it is a summer collection.
Yeah,
It is.
it kept getting pushed back because
Yeah.
of
Get
all
it.
the
No,
restrictions
it's so
and stuff.
involved,
And yeah. Anyways, long story short, we decided to shoot a 5-piece kind of app series for them, and it was based off of like the UFC vlogs leading up fight to like Classic Mayweather 24/7 fights
The
videos.
countdowns,
Yeah,
the countdowns. Yeah,
exactly. And so just kind of did that by being the fashion show and lead up to. That was
That's-
kind of the idea behind it.
That's really dope. Like from my perspective, because like I was like watching that as like it came out, I was like, this is fucking dope. Like I was like, yes, this is
Totally.
This was sick.
Yeah,
and
it's
it was
unique.
got me
It's
hyped.
different.
It, like now that you're saying it, it's 100% like one of the last fights that just came up. I was in the fights for that and watching. I was like ready for taking fucking rip. It's like, I was
Easy
ripped.
shit if we made
But
that.
same thing that
Yeah,
it
same
got,
shit,
it got me
man.
hyped for. It got me like, so much FOMO because I was like, that would have been a sick place to like be, right? And that's kind of like I know that's what you guys were going for, but I got so much like. Fuck, I know everybody there. I know everybody. I know I at least name. You know what I mean? Like that's so. I was like, and I said that to everybody at my school, and I was
Thanks,
like,
bro.
this is what's up. Like this is if you want with Kelowna, like